What up, Raffleators? Welcome back to my channel. We are back at Oleander Gardens. Oleander Gardens. That's the east coast. Looking east. As you can see in front of us, that is the sidewalk. They actually built the sidewalk along the east coast highway here. That's the arch located here at Cummings Lodge, and that's looking west towards Georgetown. And why we're here is because somebody asked me to do a follow-up on these high-rise condominiums. That is the top of one of the condominiums here in Oleander Gardens. And over here, these are two of the latest condos. Right, that's a 3-story condominium here in Oleander Gardens. And I keep repeating, this one is the first multi-unit condo building that was built in this neighborhood. It's called Hampton Apartments, and that was one of the first places I looked at when I returned to Guyana in 2013. That was what, 2014 to now, 10, 11 years ago. So we know that. When I looked at it in 2013, to the end of 2013, beginning of 2014, they hadn't yet finished constructing it. So this building has been completed for about 10 or 11 years. Now, what I want to do is to take a follow-up look at the new condos being built here in Oleander Gardens. Now, I said in the past that Oleander Gardens is one of the pioneering neighborhoods for multi-unit condominiums. So Oleander Gardens, this is the entrance. There used to be an old house here. Right, this empty lot had an old house, and they tore that down, and they built these two new condos. But there are many more multi-unit apartment buildings. This neck of the woods. And what we want to do is to take a look at what's happened since the last time we were here. So, the last time we were here in Oleander Gardens, sign says Oleander Gardens. The last time we were down here in Oleander Gardens, they hadn't yet completed condos that I'm looking at. They have, or at least I think they have. So I think the last time we were in this neck of the woods might have been December, sometime in December 2024, maybe before, maybe November. So at least 3 months ago. And since then, I think they've completed a lot of these construction projects. There are a couple of them at the east end. You can see if you can take a look at them later on, but they've done some cleanup work here. So you can see this is the site of an old house, an old wooden house that was torn down, and I'm assuming that somebody's going to start building at that location pretty soon. But this has always been one of the suburbs in Georgetown that is, well, Greater Georgetown, used to be called Greater Georgetown. That is the site for what a lot of migrants, people who moved abroad, back in the 80s and 90s, came back and started building their dream homes after retirement in North America. And so this neighborhood, Oleander Gardens, is the site for a lot of forward-thinking, cutting-edge, state-of-the-art housing in Guyana, because it was built largely by people returning from abroad. Now, in recent times, it has become a place where people are experimenting with condominiums, multi-unit apartment buildings and condominiums. And the most recent one in this neck of the woods is this building straight ahead. I think it's like a 4 or 5 floors. You're gonna see it when you get close up, but this building was still under construction 3 months ago, the last time we were here, but now it seems as if it's open and completed. In other words, the residents have moved in, and I want to see what it looks like after completion. All right, so this is Oleander Gardens, and the building we're here to see is this new multi-unit condominium. So it does have a contrast white and black tile. Half of the building is white and the other half is black, at least in the front here. It is a gated community, and it seems as if there are pairs of units, right? So 3 floors and probably a penthouse at the top, but pairs of units in the building, which means maybe 4 on each floor, 12, maybe more, 15 units, I would guess. But this is another multi-unit apartment complex type building, and there are more of them around the neighborhood. So this is the new building that is completed. It's now completed based on my observation on the exterior. I haven't really spoken to the owners or renters, people who might be living here, to determine what it costs and what the living situation is. In other words, the agreements and so on. But that information, I guess, will come out over time. Like I said, this Oleander Gardens neighborhood is one of them that is experimenting with multi-unit condominiums. It's one of the forward moving neighborhoods. This is another multi-unit apartment complex, and of course another one over there. I think that one is owned by Bihari Group. But here in front, it seems as if there's an incident, maybe a kitchen incident. I can see some smoke damage on the side of the building. Maybe there was a kitchen incident, but this is what the completed building looks like now here at Oleander Gardens. We've been following the development, construction of this building for at least a year, maybe 2 years. If you go back into the archives of the videos I've done on this building, you'll see they go back maybe as far as 2023, when they were still building the superstructure, the external part. But it seems as if it's completed now. Right, it's actually quite completed. And over here, that is the multi-unit apartment complex across the street. This building is also seems to be under demolition for reconstruction into something else. And this, now the very first time I discovered this building, also here in Oleander Gardens, I didn't know, I thought it was a hotel, but in fact it is another multi-unit condominium here in Oleander Gardens. I think this one is owned by the Harry Group as well as the one at the entrance. It's an apartments style here in Oleander Gardens. Now, like I said, there's a number of buildings of this nature here in Oleander Gardens. That's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 so far. 6 multi-unit condominium style buildings. And at the end of this street, there are a bunch of dogs. Say hi. Dogs of the gardens. Yes, there are a number of other multi-unit condominiums in Oleander Gardens, and I wanted to sort of take a look at the latest versions of those. So this French structure seems to be quite popular now. Somebody's probably selling that kind of French. This one is not a multi-unit, I believe that was a single family home. But straight ahead there, that is another multi-unit condominium building, apartment style building here in Oleander Gardens. This one is called It's called Meglin Apartments, and it consists of these 2 buildings. That one is located north, and this one, in fact, a pair of buildings, 3 sets of buildings, pairing south. All right, it's Meglin Apartments. And what we're here to see the update on is, okay, apparently there's going to be another construction site in this vacant lot soon. But we're here to see the developments on this one. So this building was also beginning construction last year. We saw the early start of this building, and now we can see what has become of it. Right, so this is Oleander Gardens in, what's it, East Coast Demerara. And this new building, I don't think it's a multi-unit building. It might be, it's just a single family home, somebody's mega mansion, but this is the state it's in now. In other words, it's closer to completion than it was the last time we were here. Alright, last time we were here. Over there, that's Sagrim Singh Road. So Sagrim Singh Road goes into industry. And I'm just going to complete this circuit here so you get an idea of where we started, where we are from where we started. So this is Oleander Gardens. This is the neighborhood in Guyana that is furthest ahead as far as constructing multi-unit apartment style buildings. There are at least, how many did we count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At least 8 multi-unit apartment buildings set up in this neighborhood. And they include the very first building at the front. Like I said, that building, the blue-gray building in the front, that was the first one that was built here about 11 years ago. And I actually spoke to the guy, an Afro-Guyanese guy from Canada. Apparently he had migrated to Canada and returned to Guyana to build the building across from this one, which is owned by Biharis. Some people trying to correct me, saying, well, this building is not owned by the Biharis. Well, I'm pretty sure it is. But the guy who built this building, I had a long discussion with him. I'll probably meet him again and talk with him. Don't remember what he wanted.